Welcome back. We're at the lovely Woodcrest Village in New London, and joining me now is owner Linda Brenner to tell us a little bit about the history of this wonderful family business. Thanks
Hi,
for
Lynn.
hosting us.
Thank you. Nice to have you here.
Just a lovely, gorgeous setting.
This is probably my favorite room.
It's so cozy.
It is. It's a great space.
But the whole facility is really cozy.
Thank you.
Because this was originally a private home.
It was a private home by several people.
Yeah, tell us how that all got started.
How Woodcrest got started?
Yes.
Well, basically in the 80s I was working for the visiting nurses. And they didn't really have a whole hospice program back then.
Okay.
So I was kind of elected to be the hospice nurse for the area. And of course when you work with hospice patients, they pass away. And the family members were like, well, what do I do now? And the husbands were not suitable to keep their own homes, you know, their laundry and their cooking and that kind of thing. And the wives didn't want the upkeep of the house. And I thought there really needs to be something out there that's not really nursing related.
Yes.
More day-to-day just living. And so then my grandmother moved here from Prince Edward Island, Canada, and had a fall, and I had found her the following day.
Oh, goodness.
And after hospitalization, we realized that she could no longer live alone because her blood pressure would bottom out, and then
Okay.
she would fall.
Yes.
And so looking for different communities, there was nothing out there. In the meantime, Sumner and Joe Woodard and Clinton and Deidre Shear
Yep.
had purchased this to open it as congregate care. Congregate care was basically room and board and meals, but
Okay.
it didn't provide any hands-on care.
Right.
And so they decided it wasn't really what they were looking for. So I came along and on a wing and a prayer in probably 48 hours, decided that I would start Woodcrest.
Oh, my goodness.
We opened on a Sunday with 6 residents, my grandmother being the first.
Oh, my goodness.
And that was pretty special.
Yes.
And then slowly over the years, we built it up to now 44. We needed to add on. We felt that at a certain time, the residents that were pleasantly forgetful and the physically frail were not exactly compatible.
Right.
And we decided we really needed a space for dementia residents where they could have the needs met and have a smaller environment, which is
Yeah.
what we provide here. We have 12 rooms downstairs in the courtyard is what we call it. And it's very family oriented, it's small. All of the residents get a lot of attention.
Yes.
And so it's just been a very, very special place. And now we've had, throughout the years, we've had my father, who's been the maintenance man when he retired. My mom did the laundry. You know, Bethany and David entertained the residents. We had a couple of former school teachers here. And when our children came over here after school, David would go downstairs to Florence and she would help him with the spelling words.
Oh,
Or Bethany would spend time with Ella. And, you know, it's just been a real family, warm, secure place. And I'm very proud of it.
You should be. It's an absolutely
And I'm proud,
stunning
you know,
facility.
to carry on and have Bethany, our daughter, run it.
Right. Well, it's very unusual in this day and age when many of these assisted living facilities are owned by very large corporations.
Yes.
Yours is still locally owned. Here you are. Bethany's right in that front office.
Right. And it allows us, Lynn, to make decisions that a lot of corporate cannot make.
Right.
You know, sometimes residents, their funding changes.
Right.
And when you're in a corporate situation, there's not a whole lot of wiggle room. And it differs here. And we also are very supportive towards our staff. If staff needs time off, then we're able to do that.
Right.
And be supportive if somebody's child has passed away or their mother and they need, you know, to fly out to California and they don't have the money. You know, we feel it's some of our responsibility
Yeah.
to support them.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. You don't find that in a big corporation. You know, here the decision makers are right here.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's all about the staffing and the care you provide. And if you need more care, then you need to bring it on.
Right, exactly. Well, we are going to have the luxury of meeting some of your great staff people over the next coming weeks and tell the story a little bit more about Woodcrest Village and get some nice inside looks. So thanks again
Great.
for hosting us.
Thanks for being here, Lynn.
Take
Take
care.
care. Bye-bye.